Now we're going to move on to learning all about weight like we've been doing this week. So we've got some scales on the board and we have pencil and some cubes, and it says how many cubes does pencil weigh? So how many cubes do you think the pencil weighs? Pause the video. Okay, the answer was 3 cubes. 1, 2, 3 cubes. But I've got another question for you. How do you know what would happen if we removed a cube? So we're going to come on to that. But how do we know that the pencil weighs 3 cubes? And it's because the scale is perfectly balanced, which means that the item in here and the items in there must weigh the same. Well done. What would happen if I removed one of those cubes? Remove means take it away. If I take away this yellow cube, what's going to happen to the scale? Pause the video and tell your adult. Okay, boys and girls, so if I take away this cube, the pencil will go down because that will become heavier. I've made this lighter so it will go up in the air. Well done if you got that right and you were able to explain to your adult. Okay, how many cubes does this rubber weigh? So how many cubes does this rubber weigh? Pause the video and count them. Okay, the answer is 7 cubes. How do you know? How do you know that the rubber weighs 7 cubes? Tell your adult. Okay, you know because the scales are perfectly balanced and this one rubber is balanced with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cubes. So the weight of these cubes equals the weight of this rubber. Now what would happen if we added another cube? So not taking away a cube this time. If I put another cube in this side, what would happen? Pause the video. Okay, the answer is if I add more weight into this side, this will go down and the rubber will go up because the cubes will become heavier than the rubber. Well done, boys and girls. Okay, how many cubes does the donut weigh? Pause the video and tell me how many cubes does the donut weigh. But you also know that I'm going to ask you, how do you know? So make sure you get that in as well. Okay, the answer is 9 cubes. The donut weighs 9 cubes. How do you know? You know because the scales are perfectly balanced, meaning the object in here and the object in there must weigh the same. And we know there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 cubes. Now, what would happen if we added another donut? So right now they're perfectly balanced. But if I put another donut into this side, what will happen? Pause the video while I think about eating donuts. Okay, if we add another donut, the donuts will go down because they'll become double the weight, and the cubes will go up because they are only half the weight of the 2 donuts. Well done, boys and girls. Goodness me. How many cubes does Teddy weigh? Pause the video, but remember, I'm going to want to know how you know that. Okay, the answer is 12 cubes. How do you know? Because they're perfectly balanced, which means the objects weigh the same. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 cubes. What would happen if we removed, which means took away, 3 cubes? So if I take these 3 cubes away, what is going to happen? Explain to your adult what's going to happen. Okay, if I take these cubes away, the Teddy is going to boom down to the bottom because he's all of a sudden heavier, and the remaining cubes will go up in the air because they are now lighter because you've taken their mass away, so now they are lighter. Well done, boys and girls. How many counters does highlighter weigh? So we've got this cool highlighter here. How many counters does it weigh? The answer is 9 counters. Did you write that down? Well done. Again, how do you know? Same as before, you know because they're equally balanced, which means they must weigh the same. Now, here's the variant. This is the question that changes things up a little bit. What would happen if we removed two of the counters? Removing means taking them away. So if I take two of the counters away, what will happen? Pause the video. The answer is the highlighter will go down because it will become heavier. This will become lighter because you've taken two away, and it will go up. Well done. Okay, now it says write a sentence to describe the mass of the object. So we have a cherry and some cubes. Now yesterday we were working on writing sentences to describe what we had seen. So we have a cherry and a cube. I want you to look at the scales. What is it telling you? And see if you can write a sentence to describe the mass of the objects that are weighed. Okay, let's see what sentence you should have written. So the cherry weighs 3 cubes. You know that because they're equally balanced. Well done. Okay, let's have a look at the next challenge. Okay, we've got some counters and a raspberry, I think. Write a sentence to describe the mass of the object. So pause the video, count the counters, and write a sentence to describe the mass of the raspberry. Okay, the sentence should read, the raspberry weighs 7 counters. And you know that because they're equally balanced. So this one object weighs the same as the 7 counters. Well done. Okay, a little bit of a different challenge now, boys and girls. We've got an apple and some batteries here. The apple's mass is measured using batteries. So what that means is we've used batteries to measure how heavy this apple is. The pear is lighter than the apple. What could the pear weigh? So we know that the apple weighs 4 batteries, but the pear, in fact, I'm going to get a pear. The pear is lighter than the apple. How many batteries could the pear weigh? There's a few different answers you could give. I want you to pause the video and really think about it. I'll say the question one more time. The apple weighs the same as 4 batteries, and all you know about this pear is that it doesn't weigh as much as the apple. How many batteries could the pear weigh? It's a very difficult challenge, boys and girls. Pause the video. Okay, the answer is 1, 2, or 3 batteries, because the pear isn't as heavy as the apple, so it wouldn't weigh the same as these 4 batteries, but it could be 1, 2, or 3 of them. If you got that right, boys and girls, well done. You truly are a maths master. If you didn't, wind it back, talk it through with your adult, and have a think about it. Let's have a look at our next challenge. The battery weighs less than 8 cubes. Okay, so we've got this battery here, and it weighs less than 8 cubes. That's what this little boy says. Is Dom correct? Explain how you know. So we'll look at this one more time. He says that the battery weighs less than 8 cubes. Have a look. Give you a clue. I would count the cubes there. Is Dom correct? Explain how you know. Okay, there's a lot to factor in here, boys and girls, but this is a great challenge and I really, really love it. The answer is, Dom is correct. The battery weighs 7 cubes, and 7 is a number that's less than 8. I'll show you what I mean. So he said the battery weighs less than 8 cubes. We know that this battery is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cubes. So it does indeed weigh less than 8. Boys and girls, they are incredibly tricky challenges. If you got them right, well done. If you got half of it right, if you were able to talk it through with your adult, well done. And if you didn't get any of it right, don't worry. Rewind the video, we'll go through it again. Keep trying because you are a maths master. And I'll see you tomorrow. Bye. Well, boys and girls, I can't believe it. It's a right turnout for the books, this one. There is an extra challenge, and this is worth double points, okay? Because we're so sneaky and naughty, we wanted to see if you were able to do this one. So take a deep breath, have your adult with you. If you can even try this one, you are a maths master. Here we go, boys and girls. So, if 1 pencil equals 2 cubes, so this 1 pencil weighs the same as 2 cubes, I want to know What do 2 pencils weigh? If 1 pencil weighs 2 cubes, what do 2 pencils weigh? Pause the video. Okay, the answer is 4 cubes, because if you had another pencil, you'd have another 2 cubes, and that would make 4 cubes. Well done. Okay, let's take it up another step. What do 3 pencils weigh? What do 3 pencils weigh? Pause the video. Okay, the answer is 6 cubes. Well done. And the very last one. What do 4 pencils weigh? Pause the video. The answer is 8 cubes. We had 4 pencils. 4 times 2 cubes is 8 cubes. Well done, boys and girls. That's fantastic. Okay, you really can rest now. See you tomorrow.